Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Mueller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take it from the Ironwoman. Welcome again. Take it from the Ironwoman. What is the podcast for? You might wonder. Well, I have to say next week will be something exciting. Next week I will be shipping my 50th podcast. Podcasting has been in my life since October of last year. If you read the numbers about podcasting, there are at the current moment 1 million podcasts out there, but 500,000 are dormant. What does that mean? 500,000 are probably with 10 or less episodes, and then people get overwhelmed or something happens. We don't know. So you get motivated to do something new, and then the reality hits. When you realize it's work, anything that looks like it's easy, it's fun, is a lot of work. I have seen that my own way. It's a lot of work. But I've been having fun talking to people, actually reconnecting with my ample and global network. It was a way of networking, finding the supporters who have been throughout my life. I'm very grateful for all who have been guests on my podcast. Thank you, all of you. We're all on this together. I'm fascinated by the African proverb, if you want to walk fast, walk along. If you want to walk far, walk together. What does that mean? If you want to walk fast, go alone. But if you want to walk further, walk together. A podcast is like walking together into something different, something new, something exciting, something inspiring. So far, I've been interviewing people from around the globe. Turkey, Germany, Netherlands, Mexico, Nigeria, Egypt, the US, just to name a few. What is your favorite? A lot of great conversations have been happening. I like to keep it that way and make it interesting and inspiring. Everybody has a great story. Everybody is a great storyteller. Let's hear more. What is important to me and why do I keep going since it is so hard? Yeah, it is a little hard. I think the editing sometimes is a little hard, but it's okay. So the inspiring part is in difficult times that we are in now, we do not only want to focus on negative things and the news. Stay away from the news. From a first responder and also a podcast person, I have heard, please post uplifting stories. We need to be inspired in order to move forward. I can touch another person with an interesting interview. I'm aware of the silent listeners and followers who might not write a review. But that's okay. I all need you. You are my supporters. Just a nice thank you here. What keeps me going? As you know, it's Take It from the Ironwoman. So it is the sport. The sport has always helped me, even in very difficult times. It is about creating that mental toughness, the endurance, the discipline that can help us grow and become a better human being. When training, I for sure do not always have great days. There are ups and downs. We all know that. How is it how we learn? This is when I dig deeper. When it is a rainy day, it's easy to stay inside, watch TV, or flip through my many social media platforms. That would be easy. But then The real work starts when we dig deeper. I learned from champions, from the best people. They push beyond the pain point. They really push beyond the pain point. That's why they are the champions. We can only learn from them. What is your pain point? When do you give up? How can you dig deeper? How can you become stronger? Listen to the podcasts. You learn from many people. On one of the latest podcasts with Nevio, he has run 108 marathon races. 108. How can this be humanly possible? But he said, if you can run 100 marathon races, you have accomplished a lot in your life. Not everybody can do that. With the coaching that I do for my regular job, I'm using actually this podcast also to coach and guide and touch of some of my guests. Have you seen that? What I have seen, some miracles have happened. I've seen that an example, Jan Sommers from Belgium, has now posted one poem every single day since the podcast. How does he do that? Well, he posts a picture and says, what you see, what word comes to your mind? And with those words that he gathers from his audience, he creates beautiful poems in his native language and also in English. Check out what he has done so far. From others I've seen they have written more, or they even became just aware of their superpowers. Let's discover that together. What is your real superpower? This sounds intimidating, right? But we all have it, silent or not. Let's unleash it. There's some really interesting podcasts, and I have to say I love all of them. When I found Isabel, the co-founder of Get Loopy, now she's sponsoring my podcast. How cool is that? Nevio, I mentioned already, 108 marathon races. I had the honor to interview the professor of my Columbia coaching program, Leaky, the marathon and business owner, Cristiano, the marathon and Ironman from Brazil, Ross from Colorado, the newly retired person who needs to find the new normal. Everybody needs to find a new normal. And Dr. Amy Novotny, the doctor in physical therapy who created her own system of breathing and also a very accomplished long distance runner. And then, how did I find Joanna from the Arctic? Joanna actually was in my Facebook group, Women for Try, and she posted a picture and says, please, I'm in the Arctic, I'm alone. Well, alone, she's with her team there, but can you post videos so I can get motivated for my training? And then I sent her a message, let's interview you. And right away she sent a message back, sorry, I don't speak English. Well, but she wrote English. So what we did, I don't know if you saw that, but I scripted out the questions, she answered them in writing, and she read off those answers. I don't think anybody realized that. It was just a very cool story to find a person in the Arctic. She's working there, she's very passionate, and she is training for triathlons. The other stories that I have are from Lagos, Mexico City, and Cairo. What do those three big cities have in common? Well, all of them have at least 20 million people. When do you ever meet those people? Well, through my podcast, Listen More. We've learned through the STEM education from EdSnaps, but also regular people who enjoy sports, business, and also women leadership. I like to focus on education, empowering women, and leadership. So what's next? More to come, more exciting interviews, but you can also be part of this journey. I'm inviting you to reach out to me and we'll set up a date. It doesn't hurt. Do not hesitate. Be part of my journey. Be bold, be daring. I'm sure you have a very cool story too. Take it from the Iron Woman. We want to hear from you. Thank you so much for following me on my journey. This podcast is being sponsored by Get Loopy. On episode 41, you can hear the story of Isabel, the co-founder and CEO. Get Loopy, get a 20% discount off your first order. GetLoopy.com.